Hi guys, KO here. Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila, where we are working to inspire positive, radical social evolution by uniting mission-driven humans. We are jumping into a whole new topic today that we've never discussed before, and that is all things witchcraft. I'm pumped to welcome Edie to the T&amp mic. She has left her teaching profession in April to find her joy. She's an empath who has recently started her journey to find her inner witch. She has 5 cats, 8 chickens, and is on a mission to make this world a better place by questioning a better way. This is an awesome conversation about graceful disruption and really getting back to ourselves and finding out what really resonates with us and what do we believe versus what we've been told to believe. So lean into this conversation. Check us out wherever you get your podcast, and be sure to watch this video on YouTube.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Questioning a better way, one gracefully disruptive conversation at a time.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila. I am so excited to be here. We have fitness family in-laws. So this is the wife of one of my fitness BFFs, Jason. Shout out to him. We were talking about Sage one day and he's like, my wife did it. I'm like, we got to get on Turmeric and Tequila. We are going to talk about all things energy, witchcraft, leaning in. Turmeric and Tequila, we talk about all the things, formal religion, spirituality, I say God, universe, Madonna, we bring it all in. And this is something I've always been interested in, but I don't know a lot of people that know a lot about it. And there's a lot of stigma and questions. So we are bringing in the Edie, who is channeling her inner witch. She left teaching profession in April to find her joy. She's an empath and she has 5 cats, 8 chickens, and a giant man-child of a husband. That's my fitness fam right there.
Giant man-child, yeah.
These are her words, not mine. Let it be known.
Yeah.
But Edie, welcome to Turmeric and Tequila.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm super excited. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think your journey is extraordinary and I don't even know the details. But before we get into the right now, I always like to ask all my guests, how were you as like a kiddo? Like, tell me how we kind of got onto this path from teaching into witchcraft.
Oh, I left teaching in January, fresh. First week of January, done.
Okay.
But as a child, my mother is Roman Catholic. She's Filipino, that whole country, just Roman Catholic. Now it's an influx of Muslims now, but just generations of Roman Catholic. And in Chicago, where we're from, we would do a novena. Now, all good Catholics know a novena is a special mass for a specific saint that deals with a specific issue.
Okay.
And there's a church somewhere where that's their patron saint. So, for example, I always say, okay, every Sunday in April, we went to the patron saint of bad credit at this church on the other side of town. And you would have to go to the novena, which was like every night for a week.
Whoa. Okay.
And do a mass and do, say the rosary 50 times or whatever it was. And
wow.
Specifically for that problem, the patron saint of bad credit, the patron saint of raggedy cars, or whatever your issue was. Okay. There was a saint and you had to go to that church to deal with that problem. And this is when I was a kid, and I went to Catholic school as a kid. And I would ask my mom, why is it God says, I'm the only God, pray only to me, but we're praying to this saint? I don't explain it. I wasn't being, ornery kid. I wanted to know
curious.
The rules. I don't get it,
Yeah.
That's right there in the 10 Commandments. I am the only Lord thy God. I'm like, well, why are we praying to this saint every night? And not really an answer.
Okay.
Okay. Mental Rolodex. We'll put that back there. And then I said, well, what's the difference between praying to Saint, Boom Quisha versus praying to my dead grandfather, who I know?
Yeah.
Who, his family, who would definitely help me. No answer, really. This is what you do. You have this problem, you seek out this saint, and this is what. So as I got older, I realized they're just doing what their ancestors did. They're just following what their family has always done. You're born to Catholics, you're Catholic, and you don't question. This is what you do. No, that doesn't do, no, no.
Yeah.
At Metro State here in Denver, woo woo, Roadrunners. I took a class, the Bible as literature. So you're reading it as like a regular book, not as a holy, not a theology class, nothing like that. And it was eye-opening, life-changing. The fact that if there was the word of God, you would write down every single word God said, regardless. You would write everything down and pass it all around. That is not the case. The Bible that we use, that's currently used at every church everywhere, is a condensed, picked over version, like the Reader's Condensed Digest of whatever.
Right.
I did not know there were other books of the Bible. I did not know there's the book of Esther, a woman. I'm like, well, there's one book from a woman and we don't know about it? Okay.
Of course not.
That's a little sketch.
Yeah.
I'm like, and if God said all this, why are we picking and choosing what? No, that doesn't. I said to myself, you know what? This was written by man, and man cannot be trusted. Not man, like humanity.
Yeah.
And you can't be trusted.
Right. It's
to
telephone.
Write down, no. So no, I was like, no, it's a guide. It's a good guide, but no, not verbatim, not word for word, not just following. Not. So I found other paths. And I meant to write down the website, but there is a website where you can take a quiz about what you believe in, and they tell you what religion it most follows.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll find it before I put this out.
I'll come up with it after I drink more water and dilute this brown liquor. But yeah, and it was not Christianity. It was like, whoa.
Oh, interesting.
I think it was something like Puritans and Quakers. I'm like, get out of here. Those folks, okay, well, they help slaves, all right.
Yeah.
But Buddhism had more answers that made sense to me. So I consider myself a Buddhist. I'm a non-sectarian Buddhist. Buddhism is very cultural in Asia. You have the Zen Buddhists, you have these Buddhists. No, I'm a very general Buddhist, and that makes more sense. Like the big question, why do bad things happen? You ask a Catholic, a Christian, and they just say, that's just God's plan. Don't question God.
Yeah.
That sounds like something a non-communicative parent would say. Do it because I said so.
Right.
No, that's not, no. That's no.
Yeah.
Because I said so is not, no. That's from a parent that doesn't have the communication skills to express what they really want to say, and I don't buy it. You had a whole Bible's worth of stuff to say, but now you just, because I said so. No. Why do babies get cancer?
Yeah.
Ask a Christian, why do babies get cancer? And really wait for an answer.
Yeah.
And see if it sits with you.
Yeah.
It won't sit with you.
No
matter what they say, they don't have a good answer.
Yeah.
But Buddhism answered a lot for me about karma.
Yeah.
And that stuff is on you like cheap perfume. You cannot get it off of you for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. It's not just this life. It's your spirit. It's something that goes to the next thing, to the next body, to the next flower or insect or whatever you come back as, and it sticks to you. And to me, that makes sense. So if someone was so horrible in their lives, so awful, think Hitler, or Idi Amin, or anybody from history. Just pick some person, and they are reborn into a baby. Now, can you understand why that baby has cancer and can't live to be full grown?
Okay.
And get a chance to no. Eject, reboot, do it again. Come back. And might still have some karma on him for lifetimes. So that to me explains why bad things happen to good people who have been good their whole lives, and suddenly some horrible happens. That makes sense to me.
Interesting.
because
What?
you always have to pay it forward, not
Yeah.
just for this lifetime, for future lifetimes.
Yeah.
And Catholicism just didn't do it. And the minute you step out of that bubble, this whole path is like, oh, and you'll be drawn to people on the same path. I've met more people who were already friends
Yeah.
that I didn't know were witches
Okay.
that follow, I don't now we don't go around calling ourselves witches ever.
Okay.
Maybe to our husbands once in a while in an argument, but it's just a part of our lives, and it is so organic and natural, and we share it with other people, and then that relationship grows and grows, and then you figure out she's like me. And then they introduce you to other people, and you have meetings and talk about stuff, and then all of a sudden, without even realize it, you've backed into it. You're a witch
You're branded.
according to mainstream whatever. Yeah, you're a
Yeah.
witch. And the church has done a fantastic marketing job of trying to make women less than they are, to take away all of their power everywhere in the home. We're not even supposed to be working.
Right.
Financially, we're not supposed to have any financial power. We're supposed to be relying on our husbands, who make all the decisions and who have all the money. That's
Yeah.
what we're supposed to be doing.
Ugh.
And they've been trying since forever to make that happen, to quash all of our aspirations, and they're not successful. we fight. It
Yeah.
didn't even matter. Women of all races and creeds and sizes and colors will get together and fight some fat white dude in Congress about something that he knows nothing about. If you don't have a vagina, you don't get to vote on vaginas.
Yeah.
That should be the rule. If you don't have one, you don't get to vote about one.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, this is something that is organic. Women all over, everywhere, every country, have been striving to be more than they are, to be at the very least equal.
Mm-hmm.
We're more than equal. We're powerful. A woman can run an entire household with nothing. And let a man try and do that. No, they can't. No, they couldn't. They absolutely couldn't. Until my girlfriend, she's basically a single mom, even though she's married. We all know how someone, or maybe that is you, where you are doing all of the housework and the cooking and the cleaning, and you have kids you got to take care of, and you work, and you go to school, and you get zero support from anyone else in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You, my lady, I know you feel like shit, but you are a powerful woman. And if you find that inner witch, that inner power, oh my God, look out. Those, wow. Yeah. I'm trying to help a girlfriend now who's in that situation. Yeah.
Well, so tell me, well, before, because I want to go into that, because I want to get the origination, which in our initial conversation I loved, because I think, witch and witchcraft is so misunderstood. But what we've got a lot of humans, listeners like you, that just questioned a better way, where it didn't resonate. It wasn't about being Christian or Catholic or whatever. It was just about like, this doesn't resonate with me. How old were you when you're like, this isn't fitting, I'm going to seek my way? Like, what was that light bulb that went off?
That light bulb was probably in my 20s, in college, taking classes, really doing the research. Yeah. Doing the research. Okay. And thank God there's the internet now. I mean, it's for good and evil, but it's much easier to do research back when you had to go to the library and get a book, and there's certain books that never leave the library, and holy God. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. But our kiddos have the internet earlier now. So I think while we might have these conversations later, they're like 10, 11, 12, 13 being like, I don't know if I'm vibing with this, or if this makes sense.
No, okay, here's what you do. You're going to vibe with this. Here's what you do. You download an app like Moonly, Moonly. And it tracks like the phases of the moon, and it tracks all kinds of things, because our ancestors were connected to nature that way. They were connected to the seasons and the phases of the moon and what a full moon meant and what a new moon meant. And we have lost all of that. We just go, oh, look at the moon, it's pretty. And that's it.
Yeah.
No, there are things they did during the phases of the moon. So before a full moon or first of the month, you sprinkle salt outside your door. Doesn't
Just
matter
the front door?
what kind of salt. Doesn't matter what kind. Just and outside your door like a barrier.
Okay.
Pretend like you're trying to stop bugs from coming in. But this stops the negativity and the negative people from coming in. And you have to do that every month.
Okay.
It's not just one and done. You have to remember to do it. I have problems with that. That's why I have the app, because I'm like, oh God, what moon is it? What do I have to do?
It's a
What
lot
is it? What?
It's a lot. Okay, so before we get into details, I love this. Talk about because I what you were saying about the women, and I'm here for my fellas because some of them are doing that too. But like, I have too many examples.
Fellas too.
Yeah,
They're
of
just
women
as squashed as the women are when it comes to this spirituality and using power through the nature. That's we're all supposed to use science. I love science. I just had surgery. Yay to my doctor, my handsome Italian doctor. But no, it's you don't realize, if you're not there yet, you just don't realize how many different ways it is in your life already.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this for a long time. You were a kid, you had a birthday party, your mom baked you a cake. Remember that? Before they went to Walmart and bought a sheet cake, they used to bake a little cake and trying to make it look just as pretty as they could. And
Funfetti.
You had all your friends around and make a wish, and you closed your eyes and you made a wish and you blew out the candle. That is the very primitive, basic spell.
Okay.
That's a spell.
Okay.
That's the very first basic spell, an intention spell.
Interesting.
And that's something that's never going to go away. That's been passed on forever. Yeah. That's totally 100% witches. You light a candle of a specific color dealing with whatever issue, but white is good for everything. You light a candle, you visualize what it is you want. Come on. That's 100% witchcraft. That is the very first spell we ever learned, but we're not told it's a spell.
What a good example.
It's cute. It's make a wish.
Yeah,
maybe it'll come true.
It's branded and like socially acceptable.
Exactly. They downplay it. But no, that's witchcraft. That's the very first basic spell we all learn. We're never told it's a spell. But remember how powerful you felt, whatever it is you wished for, whatever toy that was, and it came true. Yeah. And you remember, God, I wished for it, and I blew out the candle, and I got, that's the connection there.
Yeah.
That's what realized. That's what grabbed me. Oh my God, it's everywhere. It's all around us. Oh, I spilled some salt, throw it over this shoulder. What do you think that is? Come on Tommy now. Boy. Yeah. Yeah. That's protection.
So wait, give us the basic of witchcraft. When you're talking about it's, for basically how like women were repressed, whatnot, and you were saying like lots of females do it on their own out there, needing support. Like how does this kind of relate to the women being repressed and like the story of witchcraft?
Oh my gosh. The best example I can give, because I am crazy over Netflix and Hulu and all that, and crazy over watching things of that nature. Penny Dreadful is a show. I think it's still on Netflix. Anyway, Patti LuPone, wonderful actress. She was Corky's mom on whatever that show with Corky in it. Sorry, but she played this witch. She played an older witch. And it's a good series, a good story to watch. Lots of things that you'll go, oh yeah. But a young woman in the craft who's just starting seeks the knowledge of this older woman for an issue. And she's, her house looks just like the TV imaginary, jars and bottles and all that. But you got to realize back then, before traditional medicine, that's what we used. We used herbs and plants and tree bark and whatever to heal. For, you got a sore throat, there's this plant. You got a scratch, you put tea tree oil on it. And there was a woman that would know all the herbs. She had knowledge of every plant, every herb, and everything that healed everything. And there was always a woman you would go to say, hey, I've been having this problem, and she would give you a jar of this and tell you what to do with it. That was the witch. She didn't call herself a witch. This was just her her calling. This is what she did. And now you would call this person an herbologist or whatever. But but the problem with that is knowing all of the herbs and knowing what heals people and having this as a source of income to support your family, that is putting the town doctor out of business.
Right.
He's selling stuff, but you have the cure your family's been using for thousands of years. You have it. You can just go to the lady who makes it because you're too lazy to make it yourself. You know how to make it, but I can just go get it from her and give her some money, and then you have it. Well, that woman who knew all the herbs was labeled a witch by the church.
Oh, by the church originally?
Yes.
And was it always a woman? Was like the male version like a medicine man?
In Africa, it's different because it's Islam, and yes, but it's the same thing. Medicine man, go see the shaman who was a man. Same thing.
Okay.
It's the repression of women is universal. There's always a man trying to go, no, get down. No, back. No, but the woman who could support her family through this, herbalism was a threat. Yeah.
Interesting.
And think about it. If you had something unnamed back in, the whatever hundreds before electricity, and the local woman with the herbs gave you something and it went away. Imagine how that might be seen as witchcraft.
Right.
She had last month, she had a rash going all up her face and now it's gone.
Right.
Well, how did it go away? Well, she went to that woman, and the woman, I don't know what she did, but see how with the telephone game, this woman who was a healer is now a witch.
Right.
Okay, well, no, she could support her family. She didn't have to depend on a man. She was a threat to commerce. We had to get rid of her. We can't have women pop up like her.
Yeah.
And then, God, what women won't need the church? They won't need a man. They will, good Lord. No, this is how it started.
When do you think like that negative connotation in like our society started to really put like label that and make it culturally acceptable or unacceptable to be a witch or witchcraft or witch doctor or any of that?
Forever.
Yeah, since the beginning.
Think of Adam. Think of Adam and Eve. Okay, the very basic, story right from God's mouth. Okay, all right, straight from God's mouth. Yeah. The snake. The snake is the bad guy. And now in any corner of the world, snake is bad. People are literally afraid of snakes. People have never seen a snake are afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
Because that's the marketing the church has worked in for thousands of years. Snakes are bad. What did the snake do? The snake convinced the woman, the weak one, that she should eat and know things and da. No. Yeah. Eve was totally framed. She was, I got a bumper sticker that says that Eve was framed.
I believe you.
If you do the research and go back, before people could read, they had symbols on their doors for whatever their profession was. The profession for healer was a snake wrapped around like a sword. Look it up.
Oh yeah, no, that's still used today for like medical calling.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, they can't make it all go away. No. Okay, you've seen it. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
But I actually was like, what in the hell is with the snake? And what the that was the symbol for healer. Snakes renew. They get rid of old skin and old issues and old problems. Think spiritually, they don't just think physically. And they literally shed it, get rid of it, and poof, I am brand new. Look at me. I am hot and awesome.
Fresh snake.
And healed and wonderful. That's why healers use the snake as their symbol. You can put the snake around, whatever on your door, and then everyone walking by would know this is the healer person that has the herbs, that knows all the whatever.
Okay.
But, you know, they turn that around. The church goes, no, snakes are bad. You know
Yeah.
what? I heard that the snake was the one that told Eve the blah, 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 blah. And then they wrote it down.
Right.
And that's
I
how
see.
that happened.
I don't know the Bible well, but my question was like, who is there to see it to tell the story? Like, who said it, Adam or
Oh my
Eve? Just
God. Now you're
who's?
just now see, don't go
I'm
using
poking the
logic.
bear.
Don't go using logic.
I know. See, that's well, and I wanted to read these are like traditional definitions of a witch. It says a person
Mhm.
thought to have magic powers, especially evil ones, popularly depicted as a woman wearing a black cloak and pointed hat and flying on a broomstick. And then it says people ask what's the full meaning of a witch? A person, especially a woman, who is credited with having usually magnificent supernatural powers. A
Yeah.
practitioner of witchcraft, especially in
Mhm.
adherence with a neo-pagan tradition or religion
Yes,
such
the
as Wicca.
pagans. That's us. We're the pagans. So
Okay.
anyone who's not considered a Catholic is a pagan. The
Okay.
ones who don't, yeah, the calendar is based on Roman Catholicism, but every single stinking holiday was a pagan holiday. You know, because you got to realize that Christianity was invented.
Right.
Even Jesus Christ wasn't a Christian. He was Jewish.
Right.
That's a fact. Everyone knows that. But
Right.
after he died, they go, you know what? We should really call this whole movement to this guy. We should call it, yeah. And then it went off from there. But there were religions way before that.
Right. Right.
Way before that. And they had holidays, huge holidays, because life was hard back then, my God. So, you know, the harvest, yay. That was a joyous time. Spring, my God, when spring finally came, oh, wow. When the snow was gone, that's how we feel in Colorado now. This is
Right.
fake spring, as we all know.
Oh no, the snow's coming. I think like this weekend, ironically.
Yeah, it's fake
coming.
spring. It's very lovely, but it's gonna, it's gonna snow again. But every holiday was a pagan holiday. There's a holiday that coincides with every Christian holiday on the calendar. Christmas.
Oh, for sure. Which in turn is like business and consumerism,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why so I'm on the marketing side. That's quite literally why we started the podcast. I'm like, we got to start telling the truth because we've been sold so many dreams as we've grown up. Where it's like, if you really start to ask questions or get around people with different perspectives, you're like, well, wait a second, I've been lied to my whole life.
Yes.
Or it just the truth doesn't resonate with me. We got to find out what's meaningful to us, whatever it might be.
So everyone knows we celebrate Christmas in December, which is a winter month. And any priest, theologian will tell you Christ was not born in December. We all know that. He was born in the spring because that's when they did the census. That's why they were traveling to Bethlehem to be counted in the census. Now they knock on your door and annoy the hell out of you, but you had to travel to get counted back then. So they wouldn't make you travel in the dead of winter because nobody would do it. So he was born in the spring.
Okay.
So you think, well, okay, if he was born in the spring, why don't we celebrate his birthday in the spring when he was born? Why did we do it in December? Because there's a huge pagan holiday in December that people were already celebrating.
Okay.
And everyone was already in a fabulous mood and giving and caring and looking after their neighbors and had happiness and joy in their hearts. And the Catholic Church thought, well, if we make our holiday the same as around the same time as their holiday, people will all think we're all celebrating this holiday. Okay. And not that holiday. And that's how Christmas is in December.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I don't know any of this because I've never really, we didn't grow up like.
Oh God! Once you start down the path, you are ruined. Girl. Oh yeah, you are just ruined. Too many things start making sense. Like the class I took about the Bible as literature, I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. If they're taking a census, they wouldn't do it in the wintertime. Right. When it's impossible to travel anywhere by camel or whatever. Yeah. So why is his birthday? Yeah. You start getting these questions and you can ask your pastor, you can ask your priest will love to talk to you and give you the facts. And then you do your research and go, okay, even my priest said that Jesus was born. We think he was born in April. So why? Yeah.
I think you got to do that with everything in life, with your fitness, your nutrition, your parents, your podcast people you listen to. Like you really got to find what matters to you so you can find your own purpose. And through that, like you're saying, then I think you do find your community you're meant to be around. And through that, you find your like-minded humans.
Yes.
When did you kind of switch into be like fully embracing this idea of witchcraft or just like energy herbologist, that stuff, and then you started to find like your crew?
Since I moved to Denver, since I moved here.
Interesting.
Right? I know. And, you know, you just have that one friend that has an answer for every single ailment you have.
Okay.
You're like, oh, girl, my foot has been doing that. Anything. It doesn't even matter what it could be. Dry hair. It can be.
Yeah.
And she'll tell you, oh, you need to get some aloe vera, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
She has a recipe for everything. Right. Like to put in your protein powder for energy. So if your hair is dry in the wintertime, you need to do this and add this. And that is the person that could be seen as a witch. Now, she may not even consider herself a witch or call herself a witch, but according to their rules, she's a witch.
Interesting. So all the people selling
the knowledge of the herbology. Yeah. She knows what herbs do what.
Yeah.
And technically that means you're a witch. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's funny that first definition that popped up is like negative traditional, like Halloween witch. But then if you dig one definition later, it talks about magical superpowers. So it's funny how like our culture and applied meaning is always there. Like you've got to advocate for yourself and your own beliefs, but then also like, don't get so wrapped up in the branding and marketing, like whatever it's labeled, you're doing a good thing. That kind of brings you then back to the karmatic conversation of, you know, just living in service and being if you can help someone herbally or nutrition or exercise, whatever, you kind of just
when you are feeling like crap, when you have the flu or COVID or whatever you have, and your mom or your auntie or your nana makes you her famous soup. Oh man. Yeah. That only she makes. She won't give you the recipe. Nobody knows what it is, but she makes it the way that she makes it, and you like, is that not magical?
Absolutely.
Is that not, do you not feel like she's got magical powers? Because damn, that soup is good, and I feel so much better, and only my mom can make that soup.
Yeah.
And that's the only place I can get it is from her. That is just witchcraft. That is witchcraft. She has a combination of herbs and spices and things that she puts in a boiling pot of water.
That heals.
That's all it is. It's for healing. It's to make you feel better and to make your soul feel better and your emotions feel better. It's to connect you to your mother and to connect you to nature. And it's one more thing to make you think, my mom is just fan-fucking-tastic. She's amazing. She's practically magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not, witchcraft, magic. She has magical powers. Yeah, okay, that soup is fucking magical.
I mean,
powers?
If it worked. Well, we're so used to like this consumer of like traditional medicine and all that. And there's a whole like podcast there of how that can be harmful. But you look at tradition in all cultures, like Native Americans, and everything was from sourced from the land, and wisdom passed from generation to generation. Same thing. But I do think you're right on time with what you're doing. And I will say your practice, because I do think our kiddos are questioning better way, and they don't want to take Adderall. They don't want to take all this stuff. Like they're kind of getting back to like the tricks and the trades and they're researching how to get off some of these like pharmaceuticals and questioning their own religion. Like they get it earlier, and they are questioning these things early, and they're getting back to everything we almost worked to get away from for the past 50 years, and it's like going the other direction. So I think you're right on time.
It is going the other direction, and so many people are very unhappy with their health care. And the answer is to, write a prescription, take this pill for everything. For everything, there is a pill. And if you have side effects from that pill, there's another pill to counter effect the side effects.
Business.
Yeah, I was on pain relievers for surgery. And if you are on any of those pain relievers that have street value, baby, you know which ones I'm talking about. Yeah. They will have you so constipated that you will seek out another god. You're like, please, whoever is listening,
Yeah.
You're just miserable. If you have to take those on a regular basis, you'll be so jammed up. And I saw a commercial for a pill to counter
Yeah.
the effects of the pain pill for the constipation. Do you have constipation caused by steroids or this new pill? I'm like, are you kidding me? They made a pill to counteract the pill. Holy God.
Yeah.
And
We're
this is
just
a
like these
spiral.
monetizable little situations
Oh my
walking around.
God. Yeah. So if you're desperate and you're on that pill and you're going to get that other pill, and it's just a never ending spiral.
Right.
It's just not ever going to stop. You're not just going to suddenly stop taking everything that you're taking. It has to be gradual. You're going to find something else that's natural, that your friend recommended, that she used, that's better.
Yeah.
And it's not going to come from a pharmacy. It's going to come from your kitchen. It's going to come from ingredients at the health food store, or you're going to buy it online now, thank God, from people who just make it.
Right.
Because, you know, witchcraft, you don't have to sit. I mean, cauldron is, you're supposed to have a cauldron, and that's a whole other episode, but that's for herbs. That's for keeping herbs in whatever. Yeah. But we don't have time to sit and do that anymore. This is 2023. We got Grubhub. We can order stuff to our front door. And thank God there are websites and people that make the stuff, and you just order it. Yeah. And they send it to you. And you're like, gosh, thank you. Because I don't have time to soak my sea moss or, get my ashwagandha or whatever. It's a whole world of stuff. And it's like, I have a job. I cannot be sitting here making these herbs and stuff. And once you start down this path of natural healing, don't think of it as witchcraft. Right. That's the label that was given. Yeah. And don't believe in labels. Don't believe in labels. Oh, as a marketing professional, I second that. Yeah, I just found out that, we all know Native American is a negative label. We're not ever supposed to do that. Call them that. And I always use tribal nations. Okay. Which is good. And there was a Navajo woman explaining why you shouldn't call them Navajo. I was like, what? I know. I was like, what? Okay, what? Navajo was the word the Spanish gave them that literally translates to thieves with knives. Nava something meant knife. Oh. I'm glad you're sharing this. I know none of this. I know. They call them thieves with knives. Oh. And that's where the Navajo word comes from. So you're not supposed to call them Navajos. It's a label given to them that we've been using, we're used to hearing. We think it's okay. It's not okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. Like in the last couple of days, I found that out. Oh, no, I'm so glad. I think I just said Native American, and I usually say Native. Nope. Nope. Okay. Not even Native. Indigenous. Oh, not even Native? Indigenous. Oh, no, maybe I actually do know this. We got to level up here because I should know all this. Indigenous tribal people. But now don't be so confident in calling them the name of their tribe. Because some of them that's the name the Spanish gave them. That's not the name they had. There's a name in their language that they're calling themselves, but it's not popularized. It's not used because we all think Navajo. Sure. Okay. I know. We need to know all this stuff. Every day there's something you go, oh God, now I'm woke today. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to be woke all the days, but we've got to perpetuate this conversation because unless you seek this information out, it's not like mainstream accessible, which is crappy. No. But I wanted to talk about what I think the magic is not even what the literal magic is or the healing. Mm-hmm. It's getting people to let go of their beliefs because we as humans cling so hard to what we believe and we do it because we said, whether it's God in the church instilling fear or a family, like it's really hard for us to let go of beliefs and just let our own truth come in. Did you battle that at all, or were you pretty open to like instilled in us that Catholic guilt? Yeah. It's everywhere. It's not just Catholic guilt. It's just guilt for being different. Yeah. It's just guilt, oh, put that away. What would Father so-and-so say? I've heard people say that. Absolutely. But they light candles too in the church. They burn incense in the church. It's rebranded. It's thank you. It's rebranded. It's okay for us, but not you pagans. You can't be doing that. If you're not doing it for Jesus, no. Right. So if and it's the exact same action. Yeah, for all you Bible heads out there, there is a part in the Bible where I think it's King David gets kicked out of God's good favor. He had it good. God is like, I'm done with you. He gets kicked out and he wants to get back in. What does he do? He seeks he seeks out a witch. Okay. It's witch. he goes to see who, reads what's going on and tells him what he should do, reads his future. He seeks the counsel of a witch. Now, for me, when I read that, I thought, okay, number one, the church just validated that witches exist because they just had it in here. He went to see a witch, so there were witches.
Right.
Yeah. And that was huge for me. Okay, they do acknowledge the existence of witches. Aha. Boom. Yeah. That was an aha moment. Right there in the Bible, he goes to see a witch.
Boom.
So they were around. They had power. They did things. They just weren't with the church. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They weren't with the church.
Well, and I would encourage people, because I think, again, most people are into like inclusion versus exclusion at this point. And if you just see that,
yes,
it's more, and that's like control. Like, no one wants to be controlled.
To this day is so exclusionary. Yeah. When I was a little girl going to Catholic school in Chicago, only the boys could assist with the mass. Wow. They'll hold the Bible open for the priest while he reads it, light the candles, and get the stuff for the altar. Only boys were allowed, and they're called altar boys. Every good Catholic knows this, altar boys. And as a little, sixth grader, all of the girls in the class, naturally and organically, without anger, said, why aren't there any altar girls?
Yeah.
They're just holding the thing. What was the big deal? It's not, a rite of passage or anything. It's just a ceremony. No, they're not allowed. There are no altar girls.
Yeah.
There are no priests, female priests. Nope. There are no female bishops. You see where this is going?
Yeah. I'm so thankful my family wasn't in that.
You can have nuns that play a lesser part. Yeah, y'all go, feed the hungry, do that messy stuff we don't want to get our hands with. Yeah, no, we don't get our hands dirty with that. You can feed the poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, any position of power in the church is a man.
Yeah.
Is a man. That's just the way it is. And that starts when you're a child. You can't even be an altar girl. You can't even be involved in the mass that you attend every Sunday. Since crazy. Whenever. Yeah. Think about that. You can come here and you can sit, but you can't participate.
Right.
And you can't be involved in the upper echelons of the church at all. Yeah, you can feed the hungry and say it's for Jesus. Yay, we like that. But you want to be a pastor, a bishop, or what? Nope. Sorry, that's only for men. Only men can be priests. Only men can be bishops. Only men can be a pope.
I hope people listening, even if religion isn't your thing, like I don't really know a ton about the Bible or Catholicism, but I do like it. Well, but the graceful, the disruptive process, I think, is the key takeaway of like literally being conditioned to do one thing, understanding that it doesn't feel right within, and then you question that better way. And you go on your own journey. Taking that first step, I really think, is the magic and the power.
Think about it. They're still exclusionary today.
Oh, for sure.
They're fighting so hard. The LGBTQ community, Mr. Pants. He's no, they're still not. They're like, nope. You can't be in the church. God doesn't like you. You're not. You don't exist. You're not. No. And different sects of Christianity now. They have female bishops, female pastors, lesbian pastors, who are getting asked to leave the church. It was recently in the newspaper a couple of weeks ago that what is that big Southern Baptist conference, whole group of Southern churches together that make a mess of things. There are some female leaders of the churches that have been kicked out.
Oh,
okay. The Southern Baptist Leadership Conference. That's what it is.
Oh,
yeah, because the church does not recognize women as leaders, and definitely not going to recognize a lesbian. Good Lord, no.
Right. We're pushing.
So even that little exclusionary club of Southern Baptists, they're still trying to go. Ladies, no. You can have your own church, but you can't call it a part of the Southern Baptist Leadership Conference because no. That's not how we do things. Men do things. You don't do things. You
Oh.
are not empowered to, have your own church. And no,
Well, this is
no.
where I have faith in our young people to continue to stand on the shoulders of everyone that's questioned a better way, to continue to show up in this
Mm-hmm.
process and try and change it. I do think that's where it takes us back, because you see these larger things like our government, whatever, where it just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
align. And it's like, man, I can only control so much. And it goes back to us. And it's like, so you do intentional things that you can control in your household, your energy, your
Yes.
things. Tell me some of the things like on the basic level for us newbies that you suggest, like the salt outside the door or saging the
Mm-hmm.
house. It's just some
Salt
basic
your
things
door.
that you would suggest that for the newer witches.
Salt your door the first of the month. And I tell you, I joke with my other girlfriend that the witchcraft is a lot of cleaning,
That's
but
what
you
you
have
said.
to
It seems like a lot.
mop. You have to mop, sweep and mop your entire house from back to front,
Okay.
like towards the front of the door. And you have to mop with Florida water. That's a whole thing. It's very
Florida
silly.
water?
Florida water.
Okay.
I make mine. You can buy it from Walmart. Girl, you can
What
go to Walmart right now and go get it. They
what
sell
is it?
Florida water, right?
What
Yeah.
what's in
They
it?
sell Florida. I'm not kidding. Look it on the internet. They sell
Okay.
Florida water. They sell it.
It's not just water from Florida, is it?
No,
Okay.
it's just a mix of herbs. It's just like
Oh.
lemons, limes,
Okay.
cinnamon, stuff that smells good.
I was gonna say that sounds amazing.
Yes, it is amazing. Potpourri,
Okay.
yeah, that's witchcraft. That's
Okay.
all it is. It's something that raises the energy in your house because it smells nice. Someone walks in and
Yeah.
go, wow, it smells really nice in here. And now their energy is lifted and they're happy to be in here. They feel safe in this house because it smells nice. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Potpourri is that's all that is. But the essential oils now are booming. That's
I
all
was gonna
that
say
is.
that's a whole thing. I have a friend that's
Yeah.
like blue diamond status of something, and she's slinging all
Yep.
these oils and making
That's
all this
all
money.
that is.
Yeah.
That's witchcraft. That's herbs in a liquid form that are portable that you can carry with you. And the Florida water I make, it's like vodka, cheap
Hey.
vodka, like in the plastic bottle.
Okay.
And you boil it with the lemons and limes. There's recipes on Pinterest. Pinterest is a great place. And I make mine and I put it in a jar. And once a month, I pour it in my mop water and I mop my whole house back to front. I mean, everything under the furniture, in the closets.
Oh
Get it,
wow.
baby.
Okay.
Get it. Yes, it's a lot of cleaning.
How do
It's
you move the
physical
couches?
cleaning
Jason
and
moves
it's
all
like
the stuff.
spiritual. Yes. Making sure your house is in order at least
Okay.
once a month. And how many of us do that?
Not me. I and
No,
with
once
dogs
a
I
month,
need to.
like sit down with yourself and go, okay, I need to work on this. I need to do this month. No, this is the way that we physically do something that reminds us to keep our house, our physical bodies, and our minds in order. Then you're
Yeah.
supposed to have a goal that month that you write down in your, no, I'm not going to say it, write down in your book. It's not called
Okay.
a book. It's a special book called for witches, but
Okay.
hello, baby. I'm sorry. This squirrel is just watching me. I am friend
Oh,
to everything feathered and furry, and
I
they
hear it.
seek me. They
The
seek
animals
me
are
out.
calling
I'm the
you.
only person that can spot a field mouse going to the little water I left, and sip it and go back in the bush. And I think I'm just blessed and special for that. But
Hey,
yeah,
animals are energy and intuition. Like you
all
see
animals
dogs
are good
bark at certain
energy.
people.
All
Yeah.
animals are good energy. Having an animal, doesn't matter, cat, dog, is good energy.
Yeah.
And there's a whole thing. I always have a black cat.
Oh, okay.
Not
Tell us about
This
that.
was even before I got on the path. I've always had a black cat
Okay.
because they get abused more.
I've heard this actually.
They do.
And well, I've heard this with black dogs too. Like
Yes.
they're the least likely to be adopted. It's horrifying.
Yeah, they have a stigma about them. And it was the stigma that, oh, witches always have cat. Well, shoot, what woman who lives alone doesn't have a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 3
we have
dogs. Holla.
plans.
Yeah.
But we have a soft spot for black cats because they literally get abused more. I went to the cat shelter in Denver and the woman told me that black cats get abused, they get sacrificed, they find pieces of them out in the woods. It's like, good God.
Jesus.
So my heart opened up, and ever since, it's been years and decades, and I don't know, I've always had a black cat. And as soon as that black cat passes on, I can get another one.
Yeah.
Because I'm not to be without one. And the whole entire month of October, Hera, that's my black girl, stays in the house. She's not allowed to go outside. We don't. All our cats go out supervised. We watch them. But even in the month of October, when stuff pops off and weirdos are out there looking for, no, she doesn't get to go outside. She's super duper mad at us. I understand, but no. Because, it has a bad name. But, in Harry Potter and all these other movies, they call them familiars. If you have an animal by your side, they're a familiar. And they help you with the witchcraft. No, Hera, you saw earlier, she just walked past them.
She's here to be on the show and make her presence known and walk back.
She walks past the screen and she looks at people and like, nah, okay, you're okay. I don't like you.
Judging.
All animals are a good judge of character. Trust them.
Yeah.
Trust them.
Yeah.
And that, could easily be tied into, well, she has this dog that doesn't like me and she must be a witch. And no, the dog just doesn't like you. There's something about you. The dog or the cat doesn't like. They can sense it. You're not cool people. That's just it. Yeah.
My grandma's always said that. She would never blame the animal in general. No. Like if it was a dog attack, it's a human's fault, which I do the same.
Always.
But she would say, I trust the animals.
They don't, we don't deserve animals, but Lord, they're such a blessing. They're so wonderful.
They're so pure.
I got a kitty 2 weeks before we reappropriated this cat from the neighbors. Okay, we stole him.
I'm here for this, though. Yeah.
2 weeks before we got him, after that, I was diagnosed with cancer. And I'm just absolutely sure this cat was sent to me.
Oh, okay.
For healing. Yes, because he's the best cat. He's the sweetest kitty. I love him so much. Jason loves him so much. He is just a character. He makes me laugh. He sat with me after surgery and was just the best kitty cat. The best. And I know he was sent.
I totally believe it. Oh, my dogs have saved my world. I spend so much time with them.
So
they're everything. And I genuinely enjoy their company, and they're funny, and the tribe, how they are together is so like the social dynamics are notable. But I believe that. On that note, did you do any sort of like your herbal remedies? Because you were up and moving pretty fast, and you had a pretty serious surgery. And I've had multiple surgeries.
It was crazy. My very, very first colonoscopy, first one, and they found cancer.
Wow.
And I kind of knew they would. I knew they would.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I knew they would.
Is it running your family or anything?
Yeah, it's hereditary. My dad died of it. His mom had it. Her mom had it. They were huge carnivores, though.
Okay.
Huge. My great-grandma, Big Mama, we called her. If she had a giant plate of spaghetti and a salad with it and garlic bread, yum, and you asked her an hour later if she ate anything, she would say no, because it didn't have meat in it.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, she's a
CrossFitter at heart. Yes.
It's not,
that's
she
hilarious.
didn't really eat anything.
Oh, interesting.
Because there was no meat in it. That's the
all the fluff
mentality I come from.
Okay.
But I gave up meat in high school. I haven't had meat since '88.
Wow. So you were ahead of the game. You were like a strong world mission driven human early.
It wasn't for that. No one had cancer back then. It just cows had eyelashes and I just could not.
Well, I was going to say, it just didn't make sense to you.
I know. And now, everyone knows I don't eat meat, and it's fine if you eat meat. I don't preach or cram it down your throat, but like when we're ordering food or whatever, they always, hey, we're going to Slim Chickens. You want anything? And I'm like, no, I don't eat my friends, but thank you.
So my last big contract, or one of them, was a meat company, and I got to see things up close and personal, and it was horrible. And I've never because I am an animal person. My crux is that getting enough protein as an athlete, blah blah blah. And I know you can do it plant-based. I really do try and be as plant-based as possible, but it's a challenge trying to get enough protein, blah blah blah. But when you see things up close and personal, man, it's hard to continue.
Oh man, that was a huge thing in my life where I had to sit down with myself and said, okay, if you had to get this meat yourself, if it didn't come wrapped all pretty in King Soopers under cellophane, and you actually had to go out and butcher something, could you do it? And I said, no, I couldn't do it. No, I couldn't. So that's, I consider myself, no. You're a hypocrite. If you can eat it in the store, but here's a knife, go kill that pig.
Right.
And you can't do it, then you shouldn't be eating meat.
Yeah. And the hunting is the most humane way.
Packaged, but if you can't, if it's the apocalypse, The Last of Us and The Walking Dead, and you actually had to butcher something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Eskimos that butcher, and the indigenous people that butcher everything on the buffalo and use it.
Yeah.
Much respect.
Yeah.
Much respect. They're using everything on that damn buffalo.
That's how you survive.
Everything. Yeah. They're eating it. They're wearing it. It's on the tents. It's shoes. It's jewelry. Everything. That was life. But now we're just spoiled.
Mm-hmm. And disconnected like from it too.
We're disconnected. It tastes good. We like it. But if you actually had to hear a cow being butchered or hear a pig, they sound like babies crying.
Oh no, it's absolutely, and the energy of it is Temple Grandin's actually a really good documentary. If you're what, she's from Fort Collins, and she talks about how she's kind of revolutionized how they process them, but it's still horrifying. And that fear and adrenaline actually goes into the meat and everything. And this could be a whole podcast. But it's pretty intentional. Let's shift, because I want to make sure we have time, because I love what you're doing and how you're kind of bringing like this narrative back to its original roots and celebrating herbology that's really not, that was witchcraft original, and we're shaking up this like status quo. Tell me about your business, your hopes. Like, what are you doing in the mix right now that people can get in touch with, or they can find you to find out more?
Good Lord. Since I quit teaching, I feel so much better. There was so much anxiety tied to that. I can't even. That's a whole other show. But like, we just had another shooting at East High School, and my anxiety just goes, ah.
Yeah.
The number of lockdowns we would have in a month, I can't even. Your kids are ruined, folks. You really need to talk to your kids. They're resilient, but you need to talk to them, because the number, you don't understand what goes on in a lockdown.
Right.
You know, a lockdown is close the blinds, close the shades, turn off the light, get on the floor, pretend we're not here, and be quiet. It could be for 10 minutes. It could be for 3 hours. That does something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not only to the kids, the teachers. I quit.
Everyone.
I'm like, I can't do this several times a month anymore. I can't. Yeah. So that was a huge relief. And I told myself, I'm going to find my joy. I have worked since I was 14, and now it's time for me to do something I like to do that's fun for me. So I'm making, I have a website, Snarky Stuff 3000 on Shopify.
Okay.
And I make, t-shirts and stuff. And it's brand new. It's not even a month old. And I need more things, more products in there, but that's what I'm working on.
Okay. Are you going to do any of the herbs or the elixirs or Florida water or anything else?
It's not on there yet. I thought about, I make my own soap. I've been doing that forever. And I thought, well, people would buy that, wouldn't they? It's, shea butter, mango butter. It's totally moisturizing. There's no color in it, chemicals, Zippo, just nothing. And a bar lasts you forever. But I have Vagenda is my word of the year.
Okay.
Vagenda.
Let's go. Tell me about this.
I do have a couple of things that say, ask me about my vagenda.
Unpack it. Tell us about it. Unpack it.
Oh, geez. It was a word I heard on a Fringe, the show Jason watches, where this woman, of course, was using sex to lure the man into doing what she wanted. And he's like, oh, he fell for her vagenda. And I love that word so much. I wrote it down on my calendar.
I love it.
That month. And then when that rip away calendar, that month went by, I wrote it again. That month, I'm like, I'm going to remember this word. And now I have shirts and things that say, ask me about my vagenda.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's not sexual at all. It's like reproductive rights, equal pay, healthcare, basic stuff the men have.
Yeah.
That they don't have to think twice about.
Okay.
And
I like it.
It's basic stuff, but because men run the world, no.
Is this like the Title IX of witchcraft?
It's not on their agenda, but it's on our vagenda. So a friend of mine had a miscarriage. She was pregnant. She had a miscarriage, but it was not flushed out of her body. The baby was still there, but dead. Sorry. I know it happens, and it's traumatic and it's horrible. Now, you need to get that removed. You need to, technically, that's an abortion. Mm-hmm. On paper, that's an abortion.
Yeah.
And there are places in this country where, what is she going to do with a dead baby in her womb?
Yeah.
Where is she going to go? how is she gonna? You can't leave it there, for God's sakes. This is
It's
something
traumatic to your
urgent that
health.
needs to be taken care of. This is
Yeah.
traumatic for everyone around. But on paper, to those people in Congress that have never had a vagina, that's an abortion and you can't, da da da, it's past so many weeks. Well, none of this was of her doing. This is just the way it is. But to actually remove it with suction or, scalpels or whatever, yeah, that's an abortion.
Yeah.
That's just what it's called on paper, the removal of a fetus, dead or alive or whatever, in whatever state it is, whatever status the fetus is in. And I think that's what they don't understand.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
again,
just, sassy women getting pregnant every weekend and now they
right.
want it, but no, that's no.
It's like the labeling of witchcraft, where it's herbology
Mm-hmm.
to witchcraft and to
Yeah.
a miscarry to abortion. I mean, and
Yes.
tons of women have had DNCs or these formal things they don't call
Yes.
abortions. You just don't know how close it hits to home, and it
Yes.
could be a completely planned pregnancy, a completely
Mm-hmm.
organized situation.
Yeah.
And now this is
Yeah,
something that can kill the mom.
It was planned. It was totally planned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now think about, your sister announces that she's pregnant and you are so overjoyed. You're going to be an auntie. It's wonderful. And then down the line, she has a miscarriage and she needs a procedure to get this baby, removed. And she lives in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or pick one of these states.
Yeah. Thankfully,
really?
Colorado, we're still.
I know. You would not hesitate to drive to Kentucky and drive your sister to wherever state it is, or she can get that taken care of.
Right.
You wouldn't hesitate.
Right.
If she said, come with me, I need to drive to Colorado, which, that has been huge now. There are women driving to Colorado and surrounding states that allow it because they can't take care of something like that.
Right.
And, it's seen as something negative, something bad, a woman's problem, that kind of stuff. No. This is everybody's problem.
Right.
This is everyone's problem.
Right. Well, I don't like people thinking it's like about bringing men down, because there's actually a ton of male advocates. It's about furthering the conversation, but really getting that equality for women, for everybody to have a voice, and then also to get exposure to what these problems are, and they're not just this marketed conversation for politics.
Yes. Yeah, they think it's, inner city teens getting pregnant every weekend.
Right.
No,
right.
That's just not it. Just like Planned Parenthood just does abortions. No, when I was out of work, I went to Planned Parenthood because I didn't have a doctor.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't have any kind of medical care at all. And if it wasn't for them, good Lord.
Yeah.
That's the only doctor I had was at Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
And, no judgment at all. They're very sweet. You have to walk past a whole bunch of fucking wackadoodles to get in there.
Protesters and
with pictures of feet aborted babies and stuff, and they're hollering and screaming at you. It's like, I'm a strong person. You got to try hard to hurt my feelings. But some other people, they don't want to go through that. There are volunteers that will escort you to the front door, but it's like, come on, y'all. And they're all men. They were all men. All older men. It's like, come on, y'all. You don't see these young men in that mix at all. And you don't ever see the LGBTQ community in that mix at all. It's one specific kind of man whose ancestors have always had control over everything, and now they are slowly losing their grip on control of everything, and they don't like it, as we knew they would not.
Yeah.
But they don't like losing control, and now they're panicking, and now they're trying to ban books instead of ban guns. They're trying to, it's like,
and it's not funny. It's funny.
Let's not read history. Let's forget about it. Let's call that critical race theory, because all of that history where my people look bad makes me feel bad. So let's just skip all that.
Right. Well, the kicker is, though, the more you tell people not to do something, the more they're going to do it. And it's funny to me because I feel like if you've ever had a kid, I don't have children, but I coached forever. The more you tell someone, especially our young humans, not to do something, they're going to do it. So I think this is the biggest misfire. And I would never advocate for any of those things. But like, what are you doing? And most of these people have kids.
How
so
the
like,
universe works, because I go through this with my husband, Jason. Okay. Your words are powerful.
Yeah.
You speak power. You just don't realize it because it was never taught to you and it's quashed or whatever. But your words have power. And the way the universe works, they only hear like if you have a car that's raggedy, for example, like Jason has a Jeep owners out there, you know what the death wobble is.
I have a Jeep. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what you
Yes.
hit this pothole and it's like, and then you have to slow down and gather your bearings. Okay.
Literally.
If you're driving and you see a pothole ahead, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Avoid the pothole.
Okay, what did you say?
Don't
hit the pothole.
Yeah.
The universe hears pothole. That's what the universe hears. Pothole. What? Okay. She wants pothole? Okay. Boom.
Oh. Okay.
No. That's the way it works. You're actually manifesting your future. So the way you need to change the way you speak is, my car's great. Everything's fine. My car's running smooth. There's no worries. No. You don't use negative.
Yes.
Don't hit the pothole. Or go around the pothole. Don't even say pothole.
Okay.
You know? It's like, my Jeep is awesome. I love my Jeep. My Jeep is named Spanky. Okay? I'm like, Spanky, you rock. You're the awesomest Jeep. And, I'm going to ride and die in you. The next Jeep Spanky I get will be electric. So that's years down the road. So that's how it works. You have been taught the wrong way. And that comes from prayer. Lord Jesus, please don't let me die of cancer. Yeah. And all the universe here is cancer. Die of cancer. Does we see how that works?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to say, I am healthy. I am loved. I have food and water. I live indoors. I am so blessed. That's what the universe hears. Blessed. Oh, yeah. Give her some more blessed. Boom. Mm-hmm. That's how you have to reprogram your thinking. Because prayer is just begging God for stuff. That annoys me.
Well, I did positive affirmations and gratitude. Yes, like we know these things.
Affirmations, but you have to learn to speak.
Yeah.
In positives. And there's a guy at my job that he's on my nerves. He's a boomer.
Okay.
But you can't say, okay, I'm going to work. This dude better not get on my damn nerves today. No. That's not what you do. That's immediately you have already called dude on my nerves. No. Don't even bring that up. I'm going to have a great day at work. I'm going to be so productive with everybody. It's going to be great.
There you go.
And if you have a stone, here's more witchcraft. Every stone has energy and every stone helps with something. You go to like Herbs and Arts on Colfax or wherever and find a stone that coincides with whatever issue you're dealing and keep it in your pocket. Or for the ladies, keep it in your bra, whatever.
Okay.
Because they make our clothing without pockets.
Facts.
That's a whole thing. Yeah, so you can buy purses so men can say, here, put this in your purse. Well, I didn't even want a purse in the first place. But yeah, so all of that comes from the natural witchcraft because, stones and all that, they all have energy too. You don't think of it that way. Think of it like a pumice removes the dead skin off your feet.
Right.
Okay, that's physical. Emotionally, the pumice is removing layers of negativity. It's see what I mean? It all ties together, but it's been sugar coated. So every stone does something. Okay. So find one. And once you find one, you're going to find 10.
Yeah.
But find one. Yeah. And, rub it, keep it in your pocket. When you see something that's going to trigger you, rub it.
Okay.
I've done that with Jason. He's had issues with some of these young kids at work.
Oh,
I sent him with a stone and he's like, I was rubbing on that stone, boy.
I've got crystals in my room. Yeah. So I've got crystals in my room and the energy I've heard. I don't think I've heard keep it on you. And so if there's something bugging you or something that's triggering you, keep it on you. And that's kind of like a protecting factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Keep it on you. And if nothing else, it makes you feel better.
Okay.
It has the intention. You put the intention in it. Okay, this is my lucky rock or whatever you want to call it. And when I have it, I am lucky. Yeah. See, that's all it is manifesting.
Yeah. Well,
this is
our
my
first
lucky
conversation.
Rock, this is my special rock. This is my rock that guarantees my car's going to run for the next month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or this is the rock that, you know, when I go in for my annual physical, it's going to, whatever. There's a rock for everything. But when you have it, you feel powerful. You feel listened to. You feel like lucky. You feel like, okay, I got this rock. No harm's going to come to me. I'm good. Yeah. I'm protected. Nothing you can do to me. That's when I walked into that job. I had a rock in my pocket, and this dude, I'm like, nope. I had the mentality, there's nothing you can do to me today.
Hey, I
you
like
can try, but nope. I'm good. I'm protected. I'm all good. You don't say this motherfucker better not get on my nerves. No, that's not. Yeah, the universe hears motherfucker on your nerves. That's all it hears.
Send the right message. Well, in our first conversation, you said like 90% of it is intention. So however you practice this, it's really just about us taking the responsibility back for ourselves. And then being mindful of what we truly want, and then being cognizant of our thought process. Like that's all.
And have the intention and write it down every month. Write down what you want to work on that month. I have a book. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, you write down. I am going to read, a chapter a day, or I'm going to read 2 books this month, or I am going to drink, 32 ounces of water before lunch, or whatever it is. I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes, not before bedtime. For me, I feel like that's cheating.
You go right to sleep. Yeah.
I just feel like it's cheating. You need to do it during the day when you are stressed out. When you're ready to lay down, it's like, it's cheating. Yeah. But yeah, write it down every month. And the next month, look and see, did you do these things? Okay, well, you need to keep this on the list for this month because you didn't really work on that. You see how you work on yourself constantly? And this is when you do the once a month mop, the salt, all that. It's all tied together. It's all a way for us to keep our shit together.
Yeah. Yeah. And live happy and be purposeful and be intentional about how we do
and
all
feel
these
strong and powerful. You don't walk around expecting shit to happen to you. Walking around like an expectant victim.
Right.
No,
right.
You walk around powerful and strong, and if something happens, which it will happen, hello, Buddhism, bad stuff happens. You are equipped to deal with it.
There you go.
That's why bad things happen, to get you to learn how to deal with it. And if you find the same shit keeps happening over and over, like you keep attracting the same bad person in your life, that rotten man who's just like the last rotten man or whatever.
Online daters, listen up.
And this one specific type of personality keeps getting on your nerve, and it just keeps happening. That's because you haven't learned to deal with it.
Boom.
And it's going to keep popping up until you learn to deal with it. And once you learn to deal with it, it's gone, and the next challenge comes along. And I found that there were some personalities I could not deal with. And once I learned successfully to deal with them, we got along great. And no one of that personality before, again, got on my nerves.
Well, the common denominator is really you. It's us. Like we're the one factor showing up in all of our situations.
You can only control what you can do and how you react and how you behave. You can't make them change anything.
Right.
Nothing.
Would you ever write a book on any of this?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm writing a book now on how to get Generation Z to clean. I'm sorry, I have stuff all over, but how to get them to clean the house.
I'm here for this.
It's a thing.
Okay.
And it's hilarious. It's really funny. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really funny.
Well, when that comes out, you let me know, because I've got a host of humans, particularly in Gen Z, which I'm here for my young peeps. But I think that would be widely acceptable for.
It doesn't matter if they're a roommate, if you're related to them, if you birthed them. Getting them to clean because they're entitled is something. So it's a thing. It's a whole thing. They have a whole generational difference where they're so different than the last 3 generations, and we are not equipped to have patience with them or to deal with them.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a little bitty tidbit to get them to clean the bathroom. You need to pee on the floor a little bit.
And why is that? Why would that incentivize?
Just leave it. Just, you're sitting on the toilet. Okay, just move over to the left.
Okay.
Just get a little pee on the floor, and say your mantra. Tell yourself, sorry, Knuckles.
Oh, cat
Knuckles
showing.
Knuckles. Say your mantra and remind yourself why you're doing this, and be strong and not clean it up. And once it starts smelling like a gas station bathroom in there.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a whole system I have. What to do, what to say. Mm-hmm. What do you say to them when they... Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay, we got to get this out. Do you have like a launch date?
Step-by-step guide on how to get them to clean the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, common areas. Yeah.
I'm here for this. Do you have like a launch date?
No.
Okay.
I'm still working on it. Since I quit teaching, I got more time. Woo,
yeah, I'm here for this.
I have to work on my joy. That's my joy. Is writing. Yeah.
I love it. Well, in the
writing
meantime,
and being snarky.
You being snarky. You shared with us your website, but Instagram or anything else, where can people find you? Where can they check this out? Where can they
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Pants for Prez. My cat, Mr. Pants. I know there's a whole story. There's always a story. But on Instagram, it's Pants for Prez. He's running for president because he can spell. And yeah,
and most
of them
it's
can't. Like, okay, any functioning adult in 2024, please.
Yeah. Yes, so, put that to universe. Okay.
His mama's an English teacher and he can spell, and he could run for president. Why not? There's 16 people running for mayor in Denver. Shit.
I'm here for it. Yeah. Let's go. You all have my vote as an animal person. So
thank you.
Pants, let's go 2024.
Mr. Pants, yes.
Check out Mr. Pants. Check out Edie. I love what you have going on. I cannot wait to see how some of this further evolves and develops. Again, I think our younger generations are going to be in for it. Even the book that's going to make them clean, I think they're open to it. But go check out what Edie has going on. Edie, do you have a favorite quote or anything you want to leave us with?
A favorite quote? Oh God, there's so many damn cats.
Or just knowledge you love. Anything that comes to mind where you're just like, I'm going to drop this.
Oh, okay. Is it an Einstein quote? If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it's stupid.
Hey, I love that one.
So other people's judgments on you, things they put on you, have nothing to do with you. That's their stuff. Do you. Live your own life with perfection. It's better to do that than live someone else's life.
Amen.
Yeah.
There you go.
And lots of us out there are living somebody else's life right now. Facts. To make somebody else happy. No.
Facts.
Don't live someone else's life with perfection. Live your own life.
That's what's up. And if the vagenda's calling, get in line.
That's my agenda. That's all my agenda. Write that down.
I love it. All right, go check out Edie. Be ready. I think some more things are going to be coming out, but go check out her stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm super here for all things herbology, witchcraft, however you brand it. I like taking the control back, but go check her out. And Edie, let's check in. I don't know, maybe in 6 months, a year, and let's see how things have changed.
Yeah, maybe sooner than that. Who knows?
Hey, let's go.
Yeah,
thank you so much for the time and energy.
Oh, thank you for your energy, and thank you for having me. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I am a talker, so thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Thank you for joining Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Tune in next time, and don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.